Well, it's happened. I proved myself correct due to temporary environmental changes, schedule and routine changes, and affecting changes in my way of thinking, perceiving, and judging. While in quarantine, I have temporarily, at least, changed. My MBTI score type has temporarily changed here in quarantine from INFJ to ENFJ. And I'm here learning about it. I don't know much about ENFJTs. I have been an ENFJ A before, but apparently I'm very, very ENFJT. So I've moved to 51% extroverted. Before it was 51% introverted, or 50% introverted. So 51% extroverted, 87% intuitive, which means my intuition, relying on intuition is through the roof, maybe a little bit bad. But at least it's 87 and not a full 90. 72% feeling, which means only 28% thinking. So I'm intuiting, I'm feeling, I'm judging, and I'm pretty turbulent at 67% turbulent. But my extroverted is 51%. So in many ways, it's like a lot of the different areas of my being in INFJT have been pushed through the roof and might actually point to me being a unhealthy INFJ right now. But my extroverted everything is also through the roof. So according to them, according to 16 personalities, I'm a protagonist, a diplomat, and social engagement, whatever that means. Protagonists are true team players, and they recognize that means listening to other people's opinions, even when they contradict their own. They admit they don't have all the answers and are often receptive to dissent so long as it remains constructive. All right, that's not so bad. I'm not totally against being a fair person. Sounds good. Reliable. I like that. The one thing that galls protagonists the most is the idea of letting down a person or a cause they believe in. If it's possible, protagonists can always be counted on to see it through. And that's something I'm feeling bad about right now. This morning, I had a chance to enter a meeting with someone that I need information to help another friend, but I chose to do the follow-up video because I had promised to do the follow-up video last night and for the past 2 weeks. I did that follow-up video. And then I still had a chance to enter into that meeting, but my first thought was, I am not that religion. I don't align with it mentally and emotionally, and it feels like a lie showing up. So I just won't show up. And I thought, well, I could make myself show up if I show up just a little bit late. And then it turned out I was past just a little bit late, and I thought, thank God, I'm so late now. They wouldn't let me in. And then I thought, oh no, my friend needs some information and I promised that I'd get it. And if I don't get it, I'm going to look very bad and they're going to know that they can't count on me. And I would agree with them that they couldn't count on me because I didn't think of that first. I thought about how it felt disingenuous to go to that church meeting. The person that has information that could help my friend is in a church group. And I really do like a lot of the people in that church group. And I really care about my friends that are not in that church group. But the idea of going, it makes me really uncomfortable every time I think about going to that church group. But I should have just sucked it up and gone. And I can't get in now. It's so late. They only have about 40 minutes left. But on the other hand, I am telling myself this. I don't know for certain. I should still try. So I'm going to wrap this up and I'm going to still try. Maybe they'll let me in. And if they do, at least I'll be able to make some facial recognition with everyone. And maybe that will help me to network to the place where I can get those answers for my friend, because my friend really, really, really needs those answers right now. Hopefully they'll be okay. Hopefully they'll be okay. Insight of the day: protagonists are the most likely personality type to keep their cool in traffic jams. Yep, totally true. So let's see, what else are we apparently as an ENFJ? Pretty much the same as an INFJ, but we just feel like talking to people a little bit more. We're reliable, we're charismatic. Charm and popularity are qualities protagonists have in spades. They instinctually know how to capture an audience and pick up on mood and motivation in ways that allow them to communicate with reason, emotion, passion, restraint, whatever the situation calls for. Talented imitators, protagonists are able to shift their tone and manners to reflect the needs of the audience while still maintaining their voice. So I'm a better showman? Awesome. Showwoman, whatever. Altruistic, uniting these qualities in protagonists' unyielding desire to do good in their communities, be it in their own home or global stage. Warm and selfless protagonists genuinely believe that if they can just bring people together, they can do a world of good. That's actually really one of the underlying points of my channel. And I really do believe that there is a underlying thread through religions and belief systems from people of all ages across the globe, from all time periods, that tie people together. And um, this isn't an idea that I came up with. I think it's an idea that a lot of people naturally come to, and that also, the Dalai Lama, the 14th Dalai Lama, has also said this, that global religion is love, and that sounds really goofy, but I think that at its core, we are much more alike all over the world than we are dissimilar. And I think that even in the ways that we focus on our dissimilarity, even in the ways that we focus on how we might differ from one another, even that very focus itself proves that we are so much more alike than what we may choose to accept and might try to reason ourselves away from recognizing. And I don't know, I hope that people hear the different references in my music and on my channel to different belief systems and go along for the ride of discovering people in all their intricacies rather than staying in just one bubble. So, anyways, let's see. Natural leaders, more than seeking authority themselves, protagonists often end up in leadership roles at the request of others, cheered on by many admirers of their strong personality and positive vision. That's actually followed me my whole life. It's kind of annoying. Protagonist weakness. Overly idealistic. People with the protagonist personality type can be caught off guard as they find that through circumstances or nature or simple misunderstandings, people fight against them and defy the principles they've adopted. However well-intentioned they may be, they are more likely to feel pity for this opposition than anger, and can earn a reputation of naivete. Oh, that's followed me too. Too selfless. That's the thing. Protagonists can bury themselves in their hopeful promises, feeling others' problems as their own and striving hard to meet their word. If they aren't careful, they can spread themselves too thin and be left unable to help anyone. That's something that I discovered a long time ago while I was working as a humanitarian. And working as a humanitarian sounds weird, but basically I was a very, very dedicated humanitarian, and absolutely all the money that I made, I put into different charities, and eventually I realized I was promising this charity this and that charity that, and then I couldn't help any of them. So I stopped for a while, and I started doing all these different. I started doing my own market research, one charity versus another, which one was able to track its money better than the other, and which one could show proof of where the money was going to. Some of them, the money was going to the causes, meaning the things that needed to be prohibited or needed to be replaced in order to basically help those causes, individual goals, um, be realized, whereas some others were just losing a lot of money, literally misplacing it. They couldn't track where the money was going. And so I stopped giving to those. But I have to agree with that. I've experienced that already. Too selfless, too sensitive. While receptive to criticism, seeing it as a tool for leading a better team, it's easy for protagonists to take it all too much to heart. Their sensitivity to others means that protagonists sometimes feel problems that aren't their own and try to fix things they can't fix, worrying if they are doing enough. Wow, that's so me. Fluctuating self-esteem. Fluctuating self-esteem. Protagonists define their self-esteem by whether they are able to live up to their ideals and sometimes ask for criticism more out of insecurity than out of confidence, always wondering what they could do better. If they fail to meet a goal or to help someone they said they'd help, their self-confidence will undoubtedly plummet. Struggle to make tough decisions. If caught between a rock and a hard place, protagonists can be stricken with paralysis, imagining all the consequences of their actions, especially if those consequences are humanitarian. All right, we can't finish this now because I have to go to that meeting that I was talking about in order to help my friend, which I've now lost some confidence that I will be able to do it all. Oh, this is so accurate. This is extremely accurate. Oh, how disappointing. How disappointing. Oh my god. All right, guys. I'm going to sign off for now. I'm going to sign off for now. And in the next video, we're going to continue to learn about my new MBTI type, my new personality type since quarantine. Bye. Oh.